today?
Yeah, you know I have to, cause this shit is fucking wild right here. Let's talk about this, man. Let's get this out there. We know that there are people within this species, are alien entities, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter, because we need to get this shit out of our society. Kids should not be something that are preyed upon. They should not be sought after by predators. Like that should not be a fucking thing, because it has already been a thing, and it's been around and part of human civilization. You know, we're like a slave race, but we gotta get rid of this shit. We have to get rid of this shit, because it's like a fucking disease, right? It's like a disease that we don't, we're gonna act as if we can't cure this shit. We're gonna act as if we can't figure how to get rid of this shit. We can figure out how to get rid of this shit. We will get rid of this shit. So I seen something. One of my friends, she sent me this clip, and then I know I made like a short little TikTok video about it, but I wanted to go a little bit more in depth about it, because it's pedophilia. If I'm even allowed to say, fuck allowed, I'm saying that shit. Pedophilia, right? Going after kids, teenagers under the age of 18, that mental age, right? That mental barrier, because it's not just about a physical thing. We're trying to protect the children because they're mentally, emotionally, spiritually, they're not necessarily there in their maturity. Hell, you can argue that the human species really should be living for hundreds of years anyways, and like the amount of time in which we're supposed to so-called grow up is but that's a whole nother topic. So there's this thing going on, and by thing I mean so-called missing children, as if kids go missing like a fucking iPhone. Like that's not a thing either, but you know, this is what they want to label in the media and shit. And I'm looking at an article, this out of Fox 8 Cleveland. It says alarming number of missing kids reported in Cleveland last month. Alarming number. First and foremost, one is alarming. One is alarming. Two is catastrophic. Kids don't go missing. They don't go missing. You didn't lose your dog, or the dogs don't go missing. You didn't. Oh no, they walked away. Imagine you're in a public place. Imagine you're at the mall or or theme park, and you can't find your child. That's what it goes down. What it goes down to, because it's not missing, because everyone notices that child. Everyone notices that child. Now, do people pay attention to whether or not that child is with their so-called parent or the guardian? Now we can discuss that, because how do you determine that? You can't just go off skin tone. You don't really know things. But kids seem to fucking kick and scream if they're going away, or if a kid is lost. What do? They start crying and start panicking because the kid ain't trying to be lost. Fuck no. Well, even if they're in a situation where the parenting sucks and stuff, and their life might feel like they're in harm or something like that, then they're gonna go somewhere to get help, to be rescued or something. So that is also not missing. So what it comes down to is kids are being abducted. Abducted. Now it says there's given a quote from Newburgh Heights Police Chief John Majoy. Wow. You can't just turn the light switch off. It never goes away. Explaining the challenge, and now I'm going to read the article. Explaining the challenge of working on a missing persons case. On a missing persons case. Missing. When you look into that, this is a quote again. When you look into the eyes of family members, they just want to help. They just want to call that. They just want that call that says their loved ones have been found. Now, this touches on the emotions, a family not having their children, that next generation, safe. But why are we calling missing persons? Presumed missing. Do adults go missing? Do older people go missing? Why? People are being taken, bro. People are being abducted. We know what human trafficking is. We know kids are part of human trafficking. We know pedophiles are the ones on the other end of those, call it what you want to call it, but business transactions, abducting children and being sold. We know this is part of the human civilization. You can go into spirituality, you can go into the demonic forces, you can call it satanic ritual. We can throw all these different names out there. The fact of the matter is, it's in this society, and it's been in this society for thousands of years. We gotta fucking bring this shit into the light because this is so repulsive. And I've tried my best to not be, to think in terms of right or wrong and stuff like that. But I have unconditional love for myself, and I try to pass it on and have unconditional love for other people. So if I love myself, there's something I won't fucking do to myself. I'm not about to duck myself and let myself go fucking missing. We know who the fuck is taking these goddamn kids. We know what the fuck is going on. We know about Epstein Island, bro. We know about this shit. So don't sit here and try to tell me kids are going fucking missing. Goes on later in the article to say Chief Majoy told Fox 8 that nearly 30 children were reported missing in the first 2 weeks of May. Reported fucking they're taken. They're being taken. They're being fucking taken. Did we not see that movie Taken? Didn't Liam Neeson go off the fucking rails to get his fucking daughter back? Like, this is what is going on all across the world. You could argue that one of your top commodities are human beings and humans' data. So human beings in the physical reality and in the metaverse and the digital reality is their data. It's you. You. We don't consume their products. They're trying to consume us. Did we not watch that movie Monsters Inc., right? Isn't that what it is? Yeah. Monsters Inc. Did they not show you that they're using kids' energy? But adrenochrome sounds crazy to people? Come on, man. We know what the fuck is going on. We can't just look a blind eye to this shit. We know it's these politicians. We know your president and presidents of the past and all this other shit are touching little kids, man. And we're not talking about underage girls where 13 to 18 where, okay, they had their puberty, so they're not technically considered that pedophile that were messing with prepubescent children. But we know mentally, emotionally, spiritually, those children are still exactly that. Fucking children. We're not talking about some 16-year-old living off on her own, doing her own thing, stuff, taking care of herself or whatnot, and shit like that. No, we're not talking, they having them jobs, paying taxes. We're not talking about that shit. These people are targeting children that they can prey upon. It's just fucked up. It's fucked up. You can call it mental illness. You can call it whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, you are taking actions affecting another fucking person's life, their well-being. And there's no way you can love yourself and do that to another fucking human being. But what you do love is the pleasures. You can even bring up the argument that this is hypersexualization of society, where it's just normal sex, or what you want to perceive as normal sex is just not enough. They're getting off. They gotta find a little kinks to get off on, because it seems like when you go into that type of energy, you can call it darkness, you can call it demonic, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but that type of energy is called negative. That type of energy is something that, once you start to kind of go into that realm and you start to align yourself in those frequencies with that lower vibrational energy, guess what? This is what you get. This is exactly what the fuck you get. So when people talk about LGBTQ, whatever, going in and this is the doorway open up to this, that's a real thing, man. That's a real thing. It's not to say that people who identify as that, who self-identify to be in that community and stuff, not to say that they are like that and that they have anything to do with that. Of course they don't. These are things brought upon us through corporations, through governments. This is psychological warfare. Exactly what it is. It's a spiritual warfare. This is exactly what it is. But you can't tell me 30 kids go missing and just to say, oh, 30 kids are gone missing. Huh. And I think I was trying to get the audio clip to play. I was tinkering with it and I was like, yeah, I'll figure this out another time. And I can do it, whatever. But essentially, some of the audio clip from the newscast was what it was. The chief was saying, like, oh, we don't know if it's gang-related activity. We're not too sure if it's just abductions. I'm trying to see if I can find a quote in here real quick. It's another quote he says from Chief Majoy. It's an alarming number to see what has been reported in Cleveland the last 30 days. And so part of this is that we want to get awareness out to the public. That's all they say. Awareness. How about we fucking figure out who took these kids? Oh, what? No, didn't have any other quotes in there. But I know I seen some other piece. It was on social media when I think I shared it on my TikTok. But to even reading this article, how many times they have put out there missing. That's a reason why they do those things, man. They're trying to tap into your subconscious to get you to just focus on missing. Like someone lost their kid. Someone, someone doesn't know where their kid is at, or did the kid run away, or as opposed to kids being fucking taken, abducted, because that's what exactly is going the fuck on. Kids are being abducted. And you know what? This is a long time coming in the sense of American society, because it's coming more into the light, and they're trying to just really have us just hear this type of news and just go about our fucking day. And you know what? Most motherfuckers just do that. Most motherfuckers will hear something like this and just go about their day. I heard this, and then my friend sent me a video clipping on social media, I think on TikTok about it, and I knew I couldn't just continue to ignore it. I know it just kept sitting with me, because I'm like, God damn it, we know what they're doing, man. We know what they're doing. We know they're taking these kids and it's human trafficking. Like we know that's like one of the number one. It could be the number one business across the world. I think I did a podcast a couple years ago about human trafficking, and I was showing the different highlights and different documents and shit like that. This is horrendous, bro. This is horrendous, man. This is horrendous. And I was reading something, I seen something on Twitter, but it brought the term MAP. If I'm not mistaken. I thought I had the webpage up. I think it is MAP. Because it's minor assisted persons. And this came out, I think, a couple years ago from a study minor attracted persons. MAP. MIP. Why am I saying MAP? God damn. God, I'm getting frustrated. My stupid fucking monitor keep fucking up. But MIP. That's not right either. That's a horrible. MIP. M-A-P. Yeah, that's MAP. That's MAP. I'm tripping right now. I'm really tripping right now. I'm tripping. Let me bring it back. Okay, let me bring it back. MAP. Minor attracted persons. Like, just getting that term out just is so fucking ridiculous. It's so insulting to you as a human being. It's so insulting to your intelligence. You want to sit here and tell me minor assistant person is a fucking thing. The minor attracted person. I still keep fucking up. I have a hard time saying it. Like my subconscious is like, no, bro, we're not calling that shit. Don't even mention that shit out loud. Like, we're not calling that shit. Minor attracted person is not a fucking thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. If you are attracted to someone that you know that you cannot procreate with and create good offspring, that's not a thing, man. From a biological sense, it's not a thing. You can say that, oh, younger females, stuff like that, they're ready to, they have babies, you know, they're young and they're fertile and stuff, but yeah, they're 15, but their body's not ready. Their organs not ready. They're not ready to handle all those different things. They're mentally not ready. They're emotionally not ready. They're spiritually not ready for that. Right? We need to be more of evolved species to in a sense, raise our consciousness to understand that, no, this is not we're not operating in these lower vibrational frequencies of pleasures and desires, because when you're focusing on that, oh, that makes sense. So these people that are minor attracted persons, I'm not calling that shit. These pedophiles, like when they have that type of mentality, they're indulging in their pleasures. It's a fine line between that and just being a coke addict. I'm gonna call it what it is, bro. I'm gonna call it what it is, man. Addiction is something when you're indulging in those pleasures. It's one thing when you're doing it to yourself, but when you're affecting other people, because you're a coke addict, you're on drugs stuff, you're affecting yourself, but then what happens? It gets out of control, and now you're affecting other people. That's the thing too, right? That's the thing too. The fact that we are in this society and we're talking about kids going missing, and we're saying terms like minor attracted persons. They're trying to get us to ignore the most fucking honest truth that we all know as human beings, that kids are kids. And at one point in time, we all were in that fucking stage of humanity. And we know how precious and what it feels like to be a fucking kid. And for kids out there right now that we know have been fucking taken and put into human trafficking system to be put in a part of the sex trade, right? Even the kids we know are making our fucking phones and shit. They are being compensated on low prices and shit. That might be somewhat of I don't want to call it exaggeration, bro. It is what it is. Maybe not making our phones now, but we know they were making shoes and shit before. Like, and you could go into how kids work at younger ages in different countries, and what you call capitalism is not that. It's corporatism, and that's along with governments being corporations as well. And that's also along with kings and queens and rulers, so-called rulers of wherever countries, or wherever landmass, selling out their own fucking people. We don't care about each other as a species. We don't. There's no way you can tell me we do. We don't. Because if we did, minor attracted persons wouldn't be a fucking thing. Pedophiles wouldn't be a thing. Kids going missing wouldn't be a fucking thing. A child not being with their parent where they're supposed to be at, or where they should be at in a safe environment, where they can thrive and where they can receive nourishment, where they can help, or where they can be guided and to understand the universe and what's going on around us. When they're not in that, that's a fucking red fire alarm. That's like a nuke bomb dropping off. But instead, it's treated like it's fucking nothing. It's just another goddamn day. It was okay. See the article here. It's a New York Post article from November 28, 2021. Old Dominion University. He did a research paper, but in that paper he called pedophiles minor attracted persons. And they're trying to get this to kind of, you pay attention to those legislation they pass in Congress and shit like that. They like it, and within your own states, they like to throw in terms like this shit. You try to type in pedophile in your fucking phone, it doesn't even autocorrect if you mess it up. You notice that? You try to search or type in pedophile anywhere in your browser or anything like that, there's no autocorrect. Huh. Interesting, right? But I could type in a celebrity's name or something like that, and they'll correct that shit in an instant. They don't even want us to speak about these things. You get on social media, you talk about pedophiles? No. But if I label this shit some minor attracted persons, they'll be like, okay, that makes sense. No. Some shit we just don't let slide. We're not letting missing kids slide. We're not going to call these kids missing. 30 motherfuckers gone in 2 weeks in an area, a metropolitan area, in a certain location. Hey, that sounds like an operation. That sounds like an abduction. This sounds like motherfuckers are being taken. That sounds like a human trafficking. Call it what it is. Don't call motherfuckers missing. They're being taken. It's human trafficking. Stop with these fucking lies, bitches.